Craziness, what's up, you guys? It's your boy Seth V, sitting here chilling at the house. It's been a crazy few days, man. There's just these kids, man, around where I live. It's just, they're not all bad, but one makes it, they just hang out at the McDonald's, okay? They don't let nobody eat their food and shit, and they're just like, fuck, I'm not their dad, I'm not feeding the children. And it's just annoying, when you go. I was telling them, I was like, dude, I'm broke my damn self, bro. I can't afford to feed you and me. It's not my obligation. So that's what happened, it's just really annoying, It's just crazy, but that's what I'm going through. On top of that, it's so crazy being on this Jurassic Park stuff. It's really exciting. It's really cool. Like all this support that all these people showing the stuff they have is so awesome. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. It's just weird, like understanding what it all means. You know, I don't know. My thing is like I always wanted to own my own city. My own world, like in a physical world, not in a mental. Not in a dream, but like in the physical world. So it's like that's one of the things I've always wanted. But that's like a really big task. To like want to own a city. It's like wow. I don't know how many people say, hey, I want to own a city, or I want to create a city so I can have trolleys and stuff and buses. Nobody says that shit, not that I know, or it's not common, but that's what crushes me is that I always wanted to have my own city, my own train and all that. And this dinosaur thing is crazy, man, so many different ways to dinosaur, you can go the hobby way, you can go the welder's way, you can go the contest way. You can go the art way and give credits to the people who make the dinosaurs. Because you have to remember, people have to make a name for themselves in the world of special effects. And if nobody's going to give you a job, I could be the perfect platform for people that want to get credits for their work that wouldn't normally get credit for their work, So that's what I was thinking, because there's people that just want the opportunity to show off their artistic ability making dinosaurs, whether it's animatronic or whether it's just, staying in one place. But there's so many different things trying to influence. It's so much stuff. It's crazy. It's like the same thing over and over again. And if you do get a hotel, is it gonna be union or not union? And you're just like, I don't know, whatever I can possibly pull off. You get me? Because you have to remember, anybody can go broke on a project. But for somebody to make a project work and to be profitable, or at least last 10 freaking years, it's kind of hard, because I don't know. You want to keep the project you're working on. You don't want to like be in the middle of it, and because you went into debt, lose your project. That sucks. So that's what I'm going through, and then on top of that, we're going through the you can't smoke a cigarette because you haven't made it through 20 years of slavery, and because Hispanic people were never enslaved. That's why you're getting annoyed by black people every time you smoke a cigarette. Oh God, that stuff's annoying. But anyway, so I guess I haven't got through race yet or whatever, you know. And then on top of that, every girl in the world still dissing me. And then on top of that, man, this kid, man, is like, I appreciate him. And I told him, nicely, to leave me alone. He wouldn't leave me alone. The next time, I'm going to sit at McDonald's and I'm going to eat my food. And if he comes, I'm going to call the cops on his ass so he can stop being that way. I mean, it's too much because I think he's doing something else and he's sitting next to me doing something else. And I don't want to get in trouble, you know? So that's what that is. But I mean, I really appreciate the dinosaur stuff. It's just like people get in the way and force you to quit, make you feel stupid, make you feel dumb. I mean, I just really want to own a city, It could before having a wife and all that. Like I've always wanted to own a city, and own a nightclub and make a pier, in Vegas, where people can fish, because there's no place like that here in Vegas, There's nothing like that where you can go and just sit and chill, feel that California vibe or whatever. And then I started looking at Santa Monica and like looking at all these other places that I never really got to go to when I was in California, thanks to the legal system. But anyways, You know, it's crazy. It's just, lately everything's been adding up against me and how my life's been frozen since I was 17 years old. And I'm 32 years old now, and I'm still suffering the side effects of the fucking black kids in the neighborhood. There was the ones that I lived there before them. Before it was the 20th, it was the black community, and I was cool with the black community. And then those little kids came with the drugs and the bullshit. And then they started hitting people because they didn't have customers. You know what I mean? And otherwise, I would have done drugs. You know what I mean? But those kids were poor and they needed to survive and they needed to support themselves. You know? So, they hit people because that's all they know how to do. That's how I was raised, and I'm still suffering the side effects of other people. So that's what it is. So I'm pissed off about that, and then like I'm pissed off at the fact that I'm frozen in this green card shit, and I'm thinking like, if I was able to pay for my green card to be better, then it would look wrong because it's a course within itself. So it's like I'm frozen because I'm an immigrant, because it's part of becoming a citizen in America. And then I was frozen before that because the community went from being a white community to a Hispanic community to a black community, and they just went to shit. And when desperation hits and there's no ownership of anything, the only thing is pushing drugs, and that's all they do. So and then I got in trouble. So anyways, so I've been stuck in that shit my whole life. So yeah, putting up with race stuff my whole life is just really annoying. You know what I mean? It's really annoying. So yeah, that's what happened, and it's happening here now in North Vegas, and I don't want to put up with it. And now I'm like, fuck these kids. I'm gonna tell them what they're doing wrong. Because they're in the wrong, whether they buy their food or not. You know what I mean? Drugs are bad, and people say drugs are bad. It's fucking annoying, but I really wanted to own my own city, have my own stuff. Thanks for listening to me rant. It's just fuck, man. I can only put up with so fucking much. It's like beating a man that's tied to a fucking tree. Of course I'm gonna be fucking hurt. You know what I mean? All you fucking people do is fucking hurt. They don't fix shit. And then they hit you with the, well, you did wrong. Well, you sold wrong. Well, you forced wrong. Well, you made this shit happen. And then you can't be mad. You have to like not do shit. But anyways, check out the next video because I'm not being racial. I'm not being racist. I'm talking about the discrimination that I have gone through my personal self, which is a lot different. See, that's another thing that needs to be taught in this world is the difference between discrimination and racism, because you can be a racist person and not be discriminative. You could be a white person or a Hispanic person with a bunch of fucking mixed race family and be a racist. You know what I mean? But they don't teach you that in school. They don't teach you that the hate shit. That's how stupid that shit is. So it's like they need to teach the difference between racism, you know, and what racism is, the definition overall, and the definition of discrimination, because they fucking play the race card too much, you know what I mean? And that's what pissed me off at the McDonald's, was that the kid is black, and I guess they're intimidating all the people because they're black. He thinks he's a little hood or whatever, and I guess nobody at the store has tried or anything, but for some reason, just for me to be able to eat there, I have to be try, and I have to be fucking a Power Ranger on a fucking Tuesday and shit, so I could fucking eat a fucking sandwich and drink a fucking cup of coffee and then still get fired from that piece of shit. Crazy, right? I don't know.